You're now watching Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Here are today's headlines. The 15th National Assembly opened its final session on February 19, voting on 7 resolutions and 2 key laws. Cần Thơ City Labour Federation Standing Committee held a conference on grassroots trade union structure. The Mekong Delta High-Tech Agricultural Research Institute held a seminar on climate resilient rice for the 2024-2025 winter-spring crop. Top news today. The 15th National Assembly began its final working session on February 19 morning at the 9th Extraordinary Session, where delegates voted on 7 resolutions and 2 key laws. The National Assembly approved several key resolutions, including those concerning investment policy for the Lào Cai, Hanoi Hải Phòng Railway, the development of urban rail system in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, the Ninh Thuận Nuclear Power Project, streamlining the state apparatus, supplementing the 2025 Social Economic Development Plan, targeting 8% or higher growth, and piloting policies to boost science, technology, and innovation. Also approved were resolutions on additional charter capital investment for the Vietnam Expressway Corporation from 2024 to 2026 and urgent mechanisms for renovating and rebuilding the President's office. On the legislative front, the National Assembly passed the amended law on promulgation of legal documents and the amended law on organization of local governments. On the afternoon of February 18, the Standing Committee of Cần Thơ City Labour Federation had a conference to gather feedback on the organizational structure of grassroots trade union within the City Labour Federation. Following the reorganization, the Cần Thơ City Labour Federation will streamline its structure, reducing the number of departments from 3 to 2 plus 1 office. The health, education, and civil servant unions will be dissolved, with the Cần Thơ City Party Agencies Union and People's Committee Union assuming direct management of their respective grassroots unions. 72 grassroots unions will be transferred to local level management. The City Labour Federation Executive Committee has approved the reorganization plan and directed the Standing Committee to finalize implementation details, optimize operations, and manage personnel adjustments. Cần Thơ City Department of Education and Training has issued a dispatch implementing Circular Number 29/2024, which regulates extra teaching and learning. The Cần Thơ City Department of Education and Training has directed District People's Committee, high schools, and general schools to implement Circular Number 29/2024 concerning extra teaching and learning. Districts will oversee enforcement of the circular through their education departments and training centers, while communes, wards, and towns will monitor compliance with safety, security, and sanitation regulations for extracurricular teaching. High school principals are tasked with ensuring all staff are familiar with Circular Number 29/2024 and supervising those involved in extracurricular activities. Pending further city regulations and guidance, the Department of Education and Training urges widespread dissemination of Circular Number 29/2024 provisions to administrators, teachers, students, and the broader community. Major General Hồ Văn Thái, the Party Secretary and Political Commissar of Military Zone 9, emphasized unity, proactivity, creativity, and collaboration to enhance information efforts, highlighting Military Zone 9 contributions to the Mekong Delta and the nation at recent media meeting for the 2025 Lunar New Year. In 2024, Military Zone 9 Parties Committee and Headquarters actively collaborated with news agency to promote key military and defense efforts, including national defense, defense zones, foreign affairs, trainings, and rural development. These efforts motivated the armed forces and people across 12 provinces and strengthened military-civilian solidarity. At the meeting, leaders and reporters discussed effective propaganda strategies and set future goals to expand and improve specialized coverage of military and defense activities. The aim is to foster national unity in building and protecting the country. The military zone headquarters honored outstanding contributions with certificates of merit, 7 groups and 10 individuals for excellence in military propaganda in 2 groups and 4 individuals for achievements in the 14th All-Army Television Festival. The Mekong Delta High-Tech Agricultural Research Institute held a seminar on February 18 to assess rice varieties for climate change resilience in the upcoming 2024-2025 winter-spring crop. The Mekong Delta High-Tech Agricultural Research Institute is testing over 100 high-yield, climate-resistant rice varieties. Current trials focus on heat-resistant rice, low CO2 emission varieties, and nutritious rice for diabetics and those with high blood pressure, aiming to enhance genetic diversity and food security. The institute has transferred the copyright of 20 rice varieties to domestic and international entities. At the seminar, delegates discussed experimental rice cultivation in various localities. After testing, evaluations will guide large-scale planting and local brand development. Additionally, the institute is encouraged to breed more high-yield varieties suited for climate change, collaborate with businesses to expand cultivation areas, and promote exports to strengthen the global reputation of Vietnamese rice. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has projected that the country will export over 7.5 million tons of commercial rice in 2025. This will primarily be sourced from the Mekong Delta region, while other regions of the country will focus on supplying the domestic market. In 2025, the Mekong Delta's rice production is projected at 23.9 million tons from 3.7 million hectares, with an average yield of 63.4 quintals per hectare. About 8.9 million tons will be used domestically, leaving 15.085 million tons for commercial use, equivalent to 7.5 million tons for export. High quality and fragrant rice make up 75%, while sticky rice accounts for 10%. Rice exports are expected to exceed 7.5 million tons, with 4.53 million tons shipped in the first half of the year and 3 million tons in the latter half. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development urged the Ministry of Industry and Trade to boost exports during peak harvest months and enhance trade promotion to expand markets, ensuring all commodity rice is exported while balancing producer and exporter interests. Vietnam coconut exports have surged to new heights in 2024, exceeding $1 billion for the first time in 14 years. By the end of 2024, Vietnam's fresh coconut exports reached $390 million, up 61% year-on-year. Total exports of fresh coconuts and related products hit nearly $1.1 billion, a 20% increase from 2023, marking the first time in 14 years that coconut exports surpassed $1 billion. The country has 200,000 hectares of coconut plantations, producing 2 million tons annually, with 1/3 meeting US and European organic standards. Vietnam ranks 4th in coconut exports in Asia Pacific and 5th globally, supported by 600 plus processing enterprises. China is the top market, accounting for 25% of export value. Thanks to its price advantage and sweet taste, Vietnamese coconuts are also in demand in the EU, US, Canada, and South Korea. The Cần Thơ City Committee for the Advancement of Women held a meeting on February 19 morning to commemorate the 115th anniversary of International Women's Day. The meeting featured performances celebrating Vietnam and a review of International Women's Day traditions. Delegates also learned about the Cần Thơ City Committee for the Advancement of Women's recent work promoting gender equality and women's progress. These efforts have contributed to increase awareness and behavioral changes regarding gender equality among organizations, individuals, and communities. The goal is to narrow the gender gap, affirm women's roles and value in both family and society, and ultimately build a more equal, progressive, and sustainable future. Coming up next is the weather forecast. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.